Today's episode is sponsored by Dansoft Gamers. Dansoft Gamers is the leading distributor of video games and other consumer gadgets like the podcast microphone sets, ring lights, headphones, and affordable smartwatches, and many other cool gadgets. For these and more, visit their website at www.dansoftgamers.co. That is www.dansoftgamers.co.
Looking for a natural glowy complexion without compromising your delicate, beautiful skin? Well, Zoka Beauty Delivered has skincare experts to provide recommendations to clients' concerns. Mainly, free consultation, skin analysis, suggested recommendations, and we also sell a wide range of authentic international beauty brands at great prices. We can recommend, or if you already know what you're looking for, just let us know and we will have it delivered to you. We are open from Monday to Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. We also do special appointments for Sunday. Trust Zoka Beauty Delivered with your skin today. Trust Zoka Beauty Delivered with your skin today.
Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bane Kibuka, and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan Ball Talk Show. So I appreciate the concern of you actually wanting to have like a good light and making sure everything is perfect. Most people don't care.
Usually, we have studio which is better, just that
Okay.
studio is being used busy, and I
Okay.
really want us to do it, man. So I
Yeah.
gotta we keep postponing every single year, every single time.
I
We
know.
postpone. Not the same, yeah.
Yeah, I know you're a busy man, and like my schedule too, plus add on the time differences, like it doesn't really help, you know.
I think mostly it's the time difference.
Because like right now in
Yes.
the US is like 1:30, it's almost 1:30, like in Misana, so like it's
Yes.
broad daylight and it's night there.
And it's 8:30. Sorry,
Yeah.
here in Uganda.
So how is life, man? How have you been?
I've been good. I've been great, man.
Yeah.
We're always on the road. That's the life we live, bro.
Uh-huh.
That's the life we live. We chose to be on the road often, so yes,
Yeah. I've been keeping up with you, the work you do, ever since the first day I saw you on was it the Alive concert in Lugogo? Legends.
Yeah, at Legends.
Yeah.
Yes,
at
I like
Legends.
the
That was the first time, and ever since then I've been following you all the way. Your trip to, was it Burundi? What did you go to?
Yeah, Burundi Bujumbura Pamoja Festival.
How was that? How was that trip in Burundi? Tell me about that.
It was amazing. It was amazing in that you get to have to find a different taste and a different feel of a different event in a different country.
Different country.
Sometimes you're always in Uganda. You're always in one place, moving to place, and people know the language, people know the songs, people know the music. You get the point. But now here you've gone to a different audience. You've never played for them before. You get the point.
Yeah.
And then you don't know what's happening in their country. But all you have to do is now get to study them and want to play a song, another song, and you get to find the rhythm where they actually fall. And then when you have them, you're good to go.
Yeah, I like it when people don't keep themselves in just within, like just keep yourself within Uganda, but just opening up to like even East Africa, like worldwide, like you're taking your brand all the way, just not keeping it like within Kampala. So that's really good. So how was
it's good. It's good.
How was that a live concert? How was that a live concert in Legends? I saw a few clips here and there, but what was your experience there and how did it go?
Yeah, I actually felt so blessed, man. I'm so humbled to be, to be living my dream, because I take it as living my dream, and because it's my lifestyle. Living is lifestyle. Yeah. So yeah, it feels good to see the lifestyle get to that particular level where you're not only now sharing stage with fellow Ugandans, but also sharing with African artists who are doing good on the continental level. Are doing good, beyond Africa and all that, man. The experience was good. And also it's so humbling as well. It shows that, the world is watching, people are watching, and it shows the unity of Africa. Because if Africa can come together, from Nigeria, from Zambia, in Uganda, you get the point. Then next time you'll see Africa go to the USA, you'll see Africa go to the UK. Yes, it just shows one unit, man, and it was so amazing and grateful.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was keeping up with it. I was keeping up with the show because one of my good friends, who I'm gonna ask you about later, Jesse Tennis, was on the show
Yes.
there. I'm gonna keep that for later
Mm.
because I know I've known Jesse ever since I've been in the States, and he's my good brother. Um, but yeah, I was following that, and then I got to know you through that, and I know you guys have a new song coming up, which we're gonna talk about too later. Um, but before we dig
Yes.
into like these experiences, because I just brought them up because I've been keeping up with you, but I really want to know about, and I want my listeners to know about your background. Like, where were you born in Uganda?
Yes, I was born, I actually come from a humble background. I was born and raised in Aguru, go down. I know most
Okay.
of you that listening in, and maybe you've been to Uganda, because Bonnie is a Ugandan, of course. So
Yeah.
I know he has some little bit of history about Uganda, about Kampala city. So I was born and raised in Aguru. Went to schools around, like still Naguru, yeah, yes,
Mm-hmm.
New Age, and then went to Ikololo SS. I know you're very well versed with that.
Yeah.
And that's where the dream, that's where everything started from. That's where the experience, that's where the exposure and everything
Mm-hmm.
started. Yes.
So where did you say where you went? You went to school in Agulu too, like primary and secondary?
Primary in Aguru, and then secondary, I just went to schools along Gogo Bypass. I know you don't know
Lugogo
Gogo
bypass.
Bypass.
No, I know where Lugogo
Yes,
bypass is.
yes, that is for, yeah, that's for senior secondary school for my O level, and then
Yeah,
senior
I know
high school.
Carlos near secondary school.
Yes, and city high for my A level.
Okay.
Yes.
So when I was in Uganda, when I was young, I used to live in Bukoto, those areas of Bukoto, and we used to walk to Mulago. Um,
Mm,
so I know a little bit of those areas. Um,
yes.
so when did you then discover that you want to be a DJ? Because like in Uganda, I've
Mm,
had a lot of people on the podcast here, like who are content creators in Uganda. They record short
yes.
videos. Like the 2 weeks ago, I hosted a guy called Nyaika256. Nyaika, he goes on concerts and he records like short. I think he was on that concert too, Legend. I think he
Mm,
recorded Pompey. I think the artist is called Pompey, and he just records
yes.
his short films at concerts. Like he goes to
Yes.
secular concerts and gospel concerts, but so things like that. So there are people who are earning money through like doing that. Like the people who are becoming DJs. But when we were growing up, they were telling us you can only
Yes.
be a doctor, teacher. So when did you
Lawyer,
get that dream
engineer.
to be a DJ, and how did that build up? Even how did that come up to you?
It's so funny how from Sunday school, from church,
Yeah.
honestly, I've been saying I really want to be a DJ. Each time
Mm-hmm.
we talk about career, I've been saying I want to be a DJ, and people used to laugh at me. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. Even when I joined secondary, my form one, that's basically when I started really getting so much exposed now to this DJ industry. Getting to meet people that have sound, people that have saloons, but they're normally playing music and all that. So I started in a saloon. You get the
Oh,
point.
yeah.
I could just go to just play with this guy's computer, but at
Mm-hmm.
it was like, no, you're not going to be coming and just playing on the computer. You should also learn how to be a barber, and then you can
Yeah.
always help me and all that. So that's how now trying to want to be a DJ helped me to also learn another skill of being a barber and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
that now that really kept me so much in that place, because I really, at least I knew I am going to go, and I'm going to, if I don't help him with being a barber, at least I'm going to improve on my DJ skills. So I was
Yeah.
doing what you call being self-taught and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Not until when a friend to the owner of the saloon, or a friend to friends in the saloon,
Yeah.
he was a good DJ, and he's still a good DJ. His name is called DJ Douglas.
Okay.
Yes, he just saw the passion in me and all that. So he
Yeah.
decided to add on to me, took me to his home and started exposing me to a few equipments here and there,
Mm-hmm.
a few softwares, and that's how the dream really started. It's so surprising, but
Yeah.
that's how I really started. I've always wanted to be a DJ, honestly, from childhood.
So you always wanted to be a DJ. So when you finished Form 6, did you ever go to university or did you just straight up start DJing after senior 6?
Even before finishing before finishing high school,
Yeah.
even during high school, before after high school, I've always told, during career guidance,
Yeah.
man, you guys are studying to be lawyers, you know studying to be doctors, but me, I want to be a DJ.
Yeah.
To the point. So it even made me really push this so much, because I felt
Yeah.
like, okay, there's nothing I can do aside from this. You get the point. So after senior six, still I just joined. I just kept in the industry, kept pushing, kept going, and then I didn't join university. Up to now, I didn't join university. The only times I go to study, a few courses online was just for the scholarship. You get the point. Yeah, to just study music as well still. So
that's pretty cool.
how
how did your parents feel about that? Like, how did your parents feel about you becoming a DJ?
No African parent will ever be proud of their son, your daughter being a DJ. Generally the arts industry, African parents, the only thing they know is go to school. Go to school. Be a doctor, be a lawyer, whatever it is. Marry, produce kids, go to school, and all that. And me, I really want to change that narrative.
Yeah, you tell them I'm gonna be a DJ.
Thank you. Also, sometimes I don't blame them because of those that came before us. You get the point.
Yeah.
Those that came before us, they really portrayed a really different picture. So each time people could see our DJs, they just think, oh, they didn't go to school. You get the point. They didn't go to school, but all that. Again, the times have really changed. In that nowadays, parents really get to appreciate our choices that we make.
You know what's crazy? I didn't want to dim your light, but when I was younger, I wanted to be a DJ. Like, that was my dream.
Wow.
That was my childhood dream. So my dad is a pastor. I'm a pastor's child. And when we grew up in church, I was the person who is connecting the speakers and all that. And then I had like a little computer. What was the software back in the day on the computer? DJ? PC, what?
PC DJ.
Yeah, I think it was PC DJ. And like I would make like mixtapes and like I would like pretend I'm a DJ and like virtual DJ. There was virtual DJ. Virtual DJ back in the day. So I would play with that, and I would play with that. There's a friend of mine, my childhood friend, DJ. He's not a DJ actually. He's like a good DJ, but he's a secular DJ. What's his name?
Yes,
I've forgotten. But when I was growing up, I just wanted to be a DJ. And when I saw you and when I saw this guy, I was like, I really want to host this guy to just listen to his stories because it will remind me how I was when I was younger, how I wanted. I still love music till today. I can't sing. My dad forced me to sing in church, so I hated singing. My voice is not good at singing, but I love music. I love making mixtapes and just. I no longer do that because I don't have time, but that was a dream for me. So I wanted to just share that with you. And I don't think anybody on the podcast has ever had me say about that. But when I was younger,
I know now they know.
Yeah, now
they know. Surprised.
Yeah, I wanted to be a DJ. So I wanted to be a gospel DJ just like you. Because my dad being a pastor, I didn't see myself in being a secular DJ. But I never got to fulfill the dream. But I'm glad that you're here to share about your journey. And right now, like we already talked about, like these are the things that were not seen as careers, but now it's different generation, Like I want kids who are out there to get inspired by you, like kids who want to be DJs. Like, hey, there's DJ Victor. Like, I can be like DJ Victor. Just listening through your story and your dreams. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's the whole reason I do this podcast and share and bring different people from different backgrounds, because I want to uplift other youth in Uganda to listen to like your story and they get empowered. So when you became a DJ, so now I know like right now you work at Power FM, you're the DJ there. How was your journey like the first time you got like a professional job? How was your journey like to now be where you are?
The thing is that the only times I really got jobs was I was trying to look for capital to invest in this that I'm doing right now. You get the point? Yeah, I tried being a cleaner, but I worked for 2 days. You get the point? I was like, yes, fine, I'm looking for capital, but I'm not supposed to be doing this, to look for capital and all that. So eventually I went and got a job with Umeme. I was distributing their bulbs to the different households and all that. Section.
Okay.
When another section, yes, like just bulb distribution.
Okay.
Yes, there's an era where Omeme was replacing, like, when they introduced Yakaso, they were like replacing these other old bulbs. with the new Yaka bulbs,
Right.
bulbs that
Yeah.
really get
Energy saver
so I
bulbs.
was helping, yeah, and helping to distribute that, and then it took me. I only worked for like 40 days. Got money, bought a laptop, and then I resigned. You get the point? It was like now, yes, now the journey has started. You get the point? So I started now using laptop and all that, and I'm pushing, and then I had a friend of mine. He had a controller, but he wasn't so much interested in this anymore. He was a DJ as well, but now not interested in DJing anymore. So I now started using his controller. You get the point? Yeah, not until he also traveled, to Malawi. So I'm left still with nothing.
Yeah.
And then I really saved and then bought my own, and that's how I started up. Yes.
So yeah, that's a cool journey, and that's those are some of the things I want like to hear you share
Yes.
about. Like nothing came, like nothing came straightforward to you. Like you have to hustle, lose this, gain this. You lose some, you win some, but to see like you still stayed on the journey. Because some people, when they go through like, oh man, I've lost this, and then they quit. But like you see, like you never quit. You just stick to the plan and just stick to the goal and just stick to it.
Yes.
So how did you then land on the job to work on Power FM?
Okay. Now working on radio, I
Oh yeah,
always
working on
often,
radio.
yeah, I often went to radio. I often went to radio. I often submitted my mixes to different radio stations. And before Power FM, I had a couple of radios I used to DJ at. Yeah, that's Alpha FM. That's Magic 100 FM. That was BBC, and a couple of other radios I used to feature as a guest DJ, Record FM, and all that. But now I just yes, and those weren't even gospel platforms and all that. So you're there. You're just trying to get experience. You're trying to look for people, and then though in my heart, I deeply always wanted to only work for Power FM.
Okay.
When it comes to the setting, I was like, yes, I've been in the mainstream and all that. I've done gospel on other mainstream radios, but if I'm to work on a radio that has gospel content, it has to only be Power FM. So I took my work there as well, and they kept dodging you. Of course, you know how it happens. You get the point. So and then I figured out, okay, now that where we have reached, everybody doesn't want to give that space to another person. You get the point. So I was like, now I haven't been accepted. I've sent mixes, I've sent demos. What I have to do is let me now start pushing my brand for someone out there to look for me, not me now.
Exactly.
For that particular someone. You get the point. So that's when I started pushing myself so much online. I figured out very many DJs don't want to use the online platform. They don't want to do what we call branding, like all that. So a few loopholes here and there. Those are the loopholes that I noticed, and I was like, you know what? Let me fix these loopholes.
Yeah.
Let me fix myself, and then that was 2017, and then just a year later, 2018, I got an international nomination in the UK for the GT Music Awards.
Nice.
And then, that nomination came even when I had nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you about, because on your Instagram, on your description, you say Malt winning, and in the UK
Multi award.
Multi award. Oh, that's amazing, man, and it's always good to see your work pay off. Like recently too, I've been pushing this my podcast being nominated in Uganda, where I didn't even know. Like somebody just noticed it and just put it out there. So it's really refreshing to see when your work pays off, when you win these awards. And like you just say, you didn't have anything. Now, that gives you hope. Like when you have something now, it's gonna even get better.
Yes, and bigger. Yes. It came when I don't know. The notification came and I was sleeping. You're sleeping in the house and you really have no plan for the day. You're like, okay, what am I going to eat?
Yeah.
To get the point.
Yeah.
What am I going to drink?
And I understand the life. I understand the life in Kampala.
Even the hunger went, bro. By then we were still struggling. Even the hunger went. The hunger really went. And then I happened to, I was like, what, let me just invest this money in data. The remaining money I had, let me invest it in data. Let me see how best I can do this campaign and people can get to vote for me and all that. So even on the day of winning the award, just we couldn't travel, we couldn't travel. And then they still didn't send the award today. Up to today, they still didn't send it because I really can't send the award because each time we send awards, they're always robbed on the way and all that. Customs and all that always finds ways of making them disappear. So that's after that GT Music Awards. So that's when now I got a call from Power FM, like, you know what, there's this opportunity. We've been following you on ABCD. Man, why don't you come and, we have a chat? And then that's how, through the chat, agreements, conversations, that's how now the job came through. Yes, and then
that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Home. That's now home now. Yeah.
So you define yourself as a gospel DJ. That means you're like, to me, I would think you're a Christian. When was the time you're like, you chose like, you know what, I'm gonna be a gospel DJ? And when was the time you're like, I'm gonna give my life to Christ and just do God's job?
Yeah, true. All of us, bro. I'm gonna be honest. All of us come from church backgrounds and all that. All of us were raised, from by church, church-going parents and all that. And my dad was one of the big guys as well, on the church board and all that. But unfortunately, the church I was in, they don't accept being a DJ, bro.
Yeah.
Being a DJ is being a bad guy. Get the point. Yeah. Even this career, I got to push this career in another church that was kind of an urban church. You get the point. That was cool, Mavuno. Yeah, but again, there's something I haven't told you. I come from the secular. You get the point. From a secular DJ with a Christian background to being a Christian DJ, and then of late, I actually call myself a DJ. Yeah, not a Christian DJ, just a DJ. You get
just
the point.
A DJ. Yeah.
Why? Yeah, because we are all DJs. If I'm to be put with other 5 DJs, we are all DJs. The only thing that separates us now is the content.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense.
If I'm a Christian DJ, then I'm putting myself in the bracket. It means I can't be matched with any other DJ. Yet it's always good for us to always stand out. It's good to stand out and be you. It's good for us to stand out. Your product should stand out there. The only difference is, your product is, product comes from here. It's made by, by this ABCD, but there are all products out there that anyone can.
Yeah. So you, on your Instagram still, you use the word hype, I think hype minutes. So like, what brings your hype? What makes you the hype man? Like, tell me about that. Because I think even, I'll remind you this a little bit. I was watching that clip when you were introducing Jesse to the stage. And like you came with this much energy to introduce Jesse Tennis on the stage. So tell me about the hype. Like, how do you get the hype?
Oh yeah, the hype is I'm naturally an energy person. Each time I come in a place, even if it's not music, I know I'm so talkative. You get the point. I love atmosphere that is so lively. So and that really led me to wanting to be a hype DJ, a DJ that uses a microphone, a DJ that can command the crowd, a DJ that can MC. Like everything that I do is always running around the microphone. You get the point? Yes, because I do less of the skill, but more of the playing of the music and then more of the hyping. So I feel that is so encouraging because sometimes when you're having an event and people are so bored, at least if the music doesn't get them, the hype is going to find them. You get the point.
Right.
So that's why I really now, on that day, remember Jesse Tennis is an artist over there for the USA.
Right.
Ugandan but based in the USA, and they had come to Uganda for a show and all that. So the best way to introduce him was to first hype the audience. You get the point. Yes, the hyping helps us to lay a soft ground. You get the point. So if the ground is not soft, sometimes it's gonna be hard for
Yeah, it's always good to hype the people, to hype the crowd, to get them ready for something. True. Like it's part of being an artist. Like it's part of the job to just like get them where you want them to be. Because if you don't hype them, then they're not gonna be able to like meet you where you want them to be.
Yeah.
So speaking of,
sorry, got it short. But every event runs on hype. You get the point.
Yeah.
Every event runs on hype. Every artist that comes is hyping. Every MC is hyping. Every DJ is hyping. I believe that's where now we are. DJs are no longer just DJs. DJs are now artists.
Yeah.
Thanks for mentioning the word artist.
Yeah.
DJs are now. That's why also on my social media and all that. My name is DJ Victor256, but when it comes to describing what I do, I'm an artist. And DJing, hype, all fall into that art. Yes.
Yeah, so now we mentioned Jesse Tennis a little bit. How did you connect? How did you meet Jesse Tennis? What was the relationship like when the first time you met him?
Yes, actually, before meeting Jesse Tennis in person or even starting to chat with him, I had a friend of mine who was doing a little bit of promo for him. That's how I got to know him. And I even thought he's not Ugandan. Not until I had Ugandan lines in this song, and I was like, wait, This is the Uganda,
Yeah.
and investing in the UK. And then I felt really touched because most of the artists are always struggling with promotions. Artists are in the diaspora. They struggle so much with promotions here at home. You get
Exactly.
the point. So yes, so when a friend of mine introduced me to Just Attendance, I had to personally, go to his channels, follow him, and subscribe to his YouTube. Make sure I'm following him on Twitter and Instagram, so we can get to connect. You get the point. So when I got a chance and played this song, I sent a video to him, and then the connection really came out of the genuine love that I kept showing him. Because me, I loved him, and I loved him full time. I have loved him. I appreciated his music, so I didn't stop playing his music. So it was like, but wait, this guy is always recognizing my work. Each
Right.
time I put out new work, he's always playing it fast, or he's always helping me, go an extra mile when it comes to pushing my song in UT. So that's how we started. We shared contacts and then started talking. And then, when he came to, each time he could come to Uganda, he called me, bro, I'm
Yeah.
in the country, can we link up and all that? Can we have a meet and greet? So that's how now we met, became family, and everything is now flowing because, we are brothers now for life.
Yeah, Jesse is a great guy. Jesse, I met Jesse in my first year when I first moved to the United States. Actually, we met through social media too. Like we
Yeah.
were, I think it was during the campaign stuff on Instagram, and then I linked up with Jesse and like, hey, you're in America, I'm in America too. So we linked up in DC, and that was the time when he was building his music career. I remember going to
Oh,
his
yeah.
house and he just played the music on the guitar. I was like, bro, you're so talented. And then he started making music, and
Wow.
now it's really exciting to see where he's at now and like the music he has done and all the support he has got from you guys. And I'm glad
Yeah.
you mentioned that something that people in the diaspora, we have a hard time in promoting our music back in Uganda because I think people have a different perspective of that, and it's good to have people like you back home who help us like push our content, push our, like, even me starting my podcast, it's really not like, even if you see my audience,
Yes.
it's huge in the United States because I mean I live here, but like in
Yes.
Uganda, it's good, but it's not where it would have been like for a person who was born in Uganda. So it's like the
Yes.
marketing thing, it's really hard, but we're thankful for people like you who push like the content and like music in Uganda. So I'm glad Jesse will get to listen to this and he will be excited to hear what you had to say about it. Um, the other artist I was gonna ask you about, you had a time to meet with is it called Limo Blaze? Limo Blaze?
Yes. Yes. Limo Blaze, man. Limo
Limo
Blaze.
Blaze. Yeah, I saw a
Nigeria.
few videos you did. I saw pictures. So how was the um connection like and the experience you were with them? What was that like?
One thing I want to say is it's always good, for you to push your work, to push yourself, because through that, someone out there gets to recognize you and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
the experience, my highlight for that meetup was Limo Blaze. When he came to Uganda, when he came to studio, when he saw me like this, he just, we always get starstruck and all that, but instead it was him who was so excited. I was not supposed to welcome him, but instead he's one who even welcomed me. You get the
Yeah.
point. He came and shook my hands like, bro, I see you, I watch you, man. You're good, you're bad, such kind of encouragement. You get
Mm-hmm.
the point. So that was my highlight. In that, when he came, he really got to recognize me, and even my people were like, man, how do you do it? Get the point.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's the
So
same way I was like when you
mm,
had time to spend with this. I was like, how did you do it? But it's a good
mm,
explanation when you say like when you do good work,
yeah, you do good work.
people
Yes.
appreciate it and like artists will find you. And I also
Yes.
saw you were friends with a guy that I had on the podcast, Chimela 516. He's one of my good
Yeah,
friends, and
Chimera.
yeah,
Yes.
I like his music too. And
Mhm. Yeah, all those are people. Remember, someone I bump on every day when I go, when I go to studio, because he's
mhm,
always also working around. So each time I go to the station,
mhm.
I'm always bumping like each and every single time.
Yeah,
Yes. Mm.
it's a similar with Pompey. How was
Yeah.
the experience with Pompey too?
But Pompey was even more because
Yeah,
we only meet in UG.
yeah,
Pompey each time he's always come to Uganda, we've always met.
mhm,
But this time was extraordinary because even after doing a show together in Uganda, we all flew to Bujumbura and still did
yeah,
the same show in
mhm.
Bujumbura. So that was like a double kind of connection. You get the point. And the fact that this time around I was sharing stage with him, it was very spectacular because the other times I've just been a fan,
Yeah.
He comes and you go to his conference, you interact, take a picture, like that. But this time around now you with on the same stage with him, you're finding solutions to making something happen, to be able to have a great show at the end of it all. So it was very amazing, man. Yes.
That's really cool to have friends that not only support you but uplift you, like they move you to another level. Just like you said, you met him in Uganda and then he takes you to another country, like just to push you. That's some of the people that really it's helpful in our lives to have people that push each other. And that's the most thing that I say on my podcast, like is we rise by lifting each other. Like hosting you on
Oh
my
yeah, true.
podcast is good for me, for my podcast,
Yeah.
and my audience also gets to know you.
For me,
So
yes.
like that adds another
Yeah.
person who knows about DJ Victor. That adds another person who knows about the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. And
Yeah.
that's my goal in life. That's my purpose in life is just like uplifting each other. Like we rise by lifting each other. So I'm really thankful to hear you share about those connections with artists and like what you do with other people. And I've made that a point. Like I want to ask you about that and how you feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very good. And you talked about rising, by lifting each other and all that. It's also good that there's one thing I would love to let you know as well. I love going back home. I love going back to the hood, and
Mm-hmm.
then seeing how best I can always chill, encourage them, and do something.
Yeah.
So that is something we don't have to really stop. Giving back to
Mm-hmm.
the people. You can always give back to the people in any way. You get the point. We can support
Yeah.
anyone in any way. Yes, even just being here alone, you have already
Mm-hmm.
given back to my career because
Right.
you're making your audience get to know me. You get the point. And I've also given back to you as well,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm here and your people also going to know me. So,
Yeah.
I mean, my people are going to know you. Sorry, my people are going to know
Mm-hmm.
you, your people are going to know me. So, when we
Yeah.
do that, and we will keep adding a brick onto each other's career, and before you know it, we're all blossoming out there. We're all doing big things, man. And the
Mm-hmm.
Ugandan Boy Talk Show, DJ Victor is an old man.
Yeah.
Are all on a whole new level, bro, and we won't have to really
Exactly.
stop that. Yes.
Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna ask you a few other questions like I asked on the podcast now that we've walked through your life. What has been a life lesson you've learned in life so far?
Yeah, the most thing I've learned is man, we really have to learn to be persistent, to be consistent, and to learn to support ourselves. You get the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If before you think of supporting the Ugandan boy, before Ugandan boy thinks of supporting DJ Victor256, I have to support myself as well to put myself at a place where you can see me to be able to have me on this podcast and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Many people forget. Yeah, many people forget to support themselves. They forget to inject in themselves, you know, in in their career in any way possible, time, finances, and all that. They forget that, and also when they get to a particular level, they forget that there's also tomorrow. They forget that I have to really do more as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm here, I have to do more and then get to a better place like that, to a better place. In that you find someone, if it's an artist, he comes and he does one song, he gets, for instance, if it's an Ugandan or African, he gets a white lady,
Yeah.
and career stopped. He
Mm-hmm.
comes, gets a car, career stopped. You get the point? Yes. So my life lesson basically is knowing what I want. When
Mm-hmm.
you know what you want, everything is
Yeah.
even gonna be easy. Yes.
Yeah, before even I forget, before I go into another question, I wanted you to just out your I want like my listeners who are listening right now who want to connect with you, how they can connect with you, your social media platform and everything you use, so we can have some people connect with your work and just follow you too.
Yes. My social media platform is DJ Victor256 everywhere.
Okay.
Like everywhere. We are on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on TikTok, like on Google,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Yes, if you want
Okay.
if you want anything, you
Yeah,
know, DJ Victor256. Yes,
that's even
everything is
makes
gonna
it
work.
better. That's easy. So
Yeah.
what gets you excited about life?
It's because I don't know tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is why I'm always so excited about life. It makes me do my best today because I don't know what's happening tomorrow. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to live tomorrow. I don't know how tomorrow is gonna be. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know where I'm gonna be, where I'm
Yeah.
gonna go, who I'm gonna meet.
Yeah.
So that's why I really get to do my best today. That makes me excited. Yes.
Mhm. That's amazing. Yeah. I had another person too, like last week, talking about like you don't know what tomorrow brings. Just enjoy
Yes.
the what you have today. Like just enjoy the moment. And yeah, that gets me excited too. And my final
Yeah.
question, I like to ask people, who would you like to see on my podcast next? And you're gonna help me
Mm.
connect me to that person so I can host him on the podcast, him or her on
Oh,
the
yeah.
podcast.
Oh yes. There's an artist from Uganda.
Okay.
He's he's a rapper, but he loves putting the Africanacity in his rap. You get the point? From his
Hmm.
beat, from his lyrics, like everything is actually most of done in an African way. Like there's a even if it's trap, it's
Yeah.
trap but Afro trap. Yes, it's called Wake. I would love you
Okay.
to host it, and I'm going to connect you to
Nice.
him ASAP,
Yeah.
ASAP, ASAP, ASAP.
Yeah.
Yes, he's
That would
Ugandan
be
and
amazing.
podcast show.
Yeah.
Yes, so probably man, the fact that he's Ugandan, keeping the Ugandan content
Hmm.
with an Afro fusion, with an urban fusion, it will really
Yeah.
be good. I know you have an international audience on this
Yep.
podcast.
Yeah, that
Really,
would be amazing too. And brother, I
so much.
appreciate you so much. I'm glad we're able to make this happen. I'm glad we're able to record this. I know we've been putting it off for a long time because of
Oh,
time and
yes,
schedule. But I
yes,
like your persistence. I like that you kept, some people when things like that happen, they kind of give up. They're like, I'll just give it up. But you didn't give up and we stayed on point and we worked well with each other. So I'm thankful for that. And if there's any other last word you want to say, you can say to the listeners.
yes. All I can say is, man, don't mind about where you came from. Where you came from, regardless of what condition you're in, regardless of your background, that is just to shape you to have a better tomorrow. If I was born and raised with a silver spoon, I wouldn't be here. You get the point? Yeah, but the fact that I was born, from a humble background, born from the streets, grew up from the ghetto, and had this dream, and the only way to get to this place and even more was to persist, was to be consistent, was to find always use what I have to see how best I can grow is is amazing. So anyone listening in, don't stop pushing, don't stop loving what what you do. Anything you give up on, just know that wasn't your line of interest.
Mhm.
Get the point?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. It was amazing to have you on a podcast.
Anytime.
I'm glad we're able to do it.
Thank
So
you.
I can't wait, and let's stay connected on Instagram and let each other know about any opportunities available, and
Yeah.
help each other grow. So thank you, man.
You're welcome, man. Thank you very much, the Ugandan Boy Podcast, man. It's been my utmost pleasure, man.
All right.
Very awesome interview. I had fun. I enjoyed myself, and at
Nice.
least I'm happy that a lot of things we've said here, I've really never said them anywhere. Because
Yeah.
people don't mind about where the beginning of the story, but they want to mind about the end so much.
Yeah.
So, and thanks very much for
Before you go,
being
tell the
part.
listeners about the new song coming out. Where it go?
Yes,
Where?
yes. Where I go is just a tennis featuring DJ Victor256. It's gonna be out on 30th September 2022. Make sure you stream, download. Just go to Just a Tennis on Google, on YouTube, everywhere. Subscribe. Please save the song on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere.
Hey there, this is Bonnie Kibuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching and listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with a friend and recommend somebody to this podcast. Don't forget to leave a feedback on this podcast because that's how we grow. And also don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Join us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So we'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much and be blessed.